This is the story of a young girl whose life was filled with laughter, friendship, and promise. A life that should have stretched forward for decades. A life that was taken in seconds, and a loss that will be felt for years to come. This is the tragic story of 13-year-old Lauren Landavazo. When people talk about Lauren, they don't start with what happened to her. They start with who she was. They talk about her smile, wide and genuine. They talk about her laugh, the kind that could start in her stomach and light up her whole face. They talk about her personality, bold, loving, sometimes silly, always full of energy. They don't remember a victim. They remember a child. They remember a daughter. They remember a best friend. Lauren lived in Wichita Falls, Texas, a community built on the feeling that everyone is connected in some way. The kind of place where children can ride bikes, play outside, and walk home from school without fear. Lauren was raised with love, surrounded by family members who cherished her. As a young child, she was vibrant and playful, the kind of kid who could turn the simplest word into a joke. Her family said she had a joyful spirit from day one, that even as a little girl, she loved attention, loved to make people laugh, and loved to be around others. She grew up joking with her grandparents, playing with friends, and running around the house like energy itself. There are small memories, the type that seem insignificant until they're all you have left. The way she would giggle just hearing a certain word. The way she would perform little dances in the living room. The way she could make her family laugh without even trying. Those moments define childhood. Those memories define a life. And that's why her loss cuts so deeply. Because when you lose a child, you don't just lose their present. You lose every moment that was supposed to come after. By 2016, Lauren was in 8th grade at McNeil Middle School. She was starting to grow into her teenage years, that time where everything changes quickly, where friendships become stronger, where identity begins to form. She had close friends, including her best friend, Michaela Smith. Together, they shared secrets, laughed between class periods, and talked about early crushes and weekend plans. They were inseparable, the kind of friendship that defines middle school. Lauren was excited about life, excited about who she might become, what she might do. At 13, your dreams are unlimited. You can picture anything, what sports you'll play, what high school will be like, whether you'll learn to drive, who your friends will be. Life is a wide open door. Lauren should have had years to figure that door out, years to explore, to love, to struggle, to succeed, but she didn't get that chance. On Friday, September 2nd, 2016, school ended the way it always did. The halls were loud with students packing up, rushing toward the weekend. Lauren and Michaela left together, side by side, backpacks bouncing, walking a path they had walked many times before. It was a normal day. There was nothing to warn them about what was coming. They were just two girls walking home, laughing, talking, living in a moment that should have been safe. But on that day, a man was waiting there. He was 20 years old, an adult, sitting in a vehicle parked near the alley. He had fixated on Lauren. His thoughts toward a child had twisted into something dark. He did not know her. She did not know him. But in his mind, he believed he had a claim to a 13-year-old girl. When the girls walked past, he got out. Without a word, without hesitation, he raised a rifle and began shooting. The sounds of gunfire echoed through the neighborhood. In seconds, everything changed. Michaela was struck. A bullet tore through her chest. She remembered shock, pain, confusion, the sudden feeling that her life might end. She remembered calling out for help, not understanding why someone would do this. Lauren was hit again and again. The brutality was beyond comprehension. She was a child, and yet she was targeted with violence usually seen in war zones. 15 shots fired, more than a dozen bullets striking her body. No hesitation, no remorse, no mercy. Neighbors rushed outside. One man jumped his fence when he heard the gunshots. He found two girls lying in the alley, one injured but alive and one lifeless. He tried to help. Others called 911. Strangers knelt on the ground beside children torn apart by violence. Michaela survived. Lauren did not. The image of that alley, a place walked by children every afternoon, is something that the people of Wichita Falls will never forget. For families in that community, the innocence of childhood was taken that day. Everything changed. Parents questioned whether their kids were safe walking home. Middle school students learned about death in a way no child should ever learn. A community that once took safety for granted suddenly felt the weight of fear. Police began investigating immediately. Witnesses described the vehicle, officers searched the city, and within days, they found the shooter. He confessed. When asked why he killed a child, his answer was chilling and senseless. He said he had become attracted to Lauren, a 13-year-old girl, and was jealous that she had a boyfriend. His reason was not a reason at all. It was a window into something twisted, something deeply broken, something dangerous. To think that a child lost her life because a grown adult felt jealousy over a teenager's innocent friendships is disturbing in a way that crawls under the skin. It wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. It was a choice, a cruel, deliberate decision. A decision to take a weapon, load it, drive, wait, and pull the trigger over and over again at a child. As the community mourned, Lauren's family faced something no family should ever face: planning their daughter's funeral. They held services where hundreds of people arrived: friends, teachers, neighbors, strangers who wanted to show support. Outside the church, children stood with flowers. People wore purple and pink, colors she loved. Students shared memories, wrote notes, and cried in the arms of their parents. The grief was overwhelming, and yet, in the middle of it, there was love. Love for a girl who made a difference in just 13 years. The court process was long and painful. Michaela, still recovering physically and emotionally, had to relive that trauma on the witness stand. She told the courtroom what she remembered: the sound of gunfire, the pain, the moment when she realized her best friend wasn't moving. Her voice shook as she explained that she screamed Lauren's name over and over, hoping she would wake up. Lauren's parents spoke too. They talked about their daughter's life, her first steps, her childhood jokes, her love for family vacations, her excitement over simple things like swimming at the water park. They talked about her dreams, the ones she never got to chase. The pain a parent feels when describing a child's life in past tense is something that can never fully be expressed in words. The jury didn't take long. They found the shooter guilty of murder and aggravated assault. He received a life sentence. In the eyes of the law, justice was served. But for parents who lost their child, justice is never enough. A life sentence does not bring their daughter back. It does not give her the chance to grow up. It does not erase nightmares from the mind of a surviving friend. It does not heal the hole left behind. In the years that followed, the Landavazo family chose to honor Lauren through love rather than hate. They encouraged acts of kindness every year on September 2nd, acts done in Lauren's name. They shared stories of her life, not her death. They remembered the little things: her love of swimming at the local water park, her goofy jokes, her loud laughter. Friends organized memorial gatherings, not somber vigils, but celebrations. They went to places Lauren loved. They laughed the way she used to. They shared stories. They hugged each other tight. They carried her memory forward, a reminder that joy can echo even after tragedy. Lauren's family also spoke about the strange way time moves after loss. Some days the grief feels immediate, as if the tragedy happened yesterday. Other days it feels distant, like a lifetime ago. But the pain never disappears. They described the feeling of waking up and remembering that their daughter is gone, a feeling that breaks the heart again every morning. For Michaela, the journey was different, but just as heavy. She survived, physically, but she carried scars inside her that no surgery can fix. She learned to live with trauma at an age when she should have been learning how to navigate middle school. She spoke about her friend when it was hard to speak. She honored Lauren by living even when grief tried to pull her backward. The community of Wichita Falls also changed. The alley where the shooting happened is no longer just a shortcut. It is a symbol of loss, a place where innocence died, a reminder that violence can reach anyone, anywhere, even when it seems impossible. But the story of Lauren Landavazo is not just a story of violence. It is a story of love, the love she gave to her family, to her friends, to her community, and the love that continues in her name. It is a story about how a child can touch the lives of many, not through achievements or awards, but through kindness, laughter, friendship, and joy. It is a story about how grief can break people and also bring them together. It is a story about how tragedy can spark purpose, inspiring people to help others, to support young people, to protect those who are vulnerable. And it is a story about memory, how, even when a life is cut short, the impact of that life can last forever. When we tell Lauren's story, slowly, respectfully, with purpose, we remind the world that she existed, that she mattered, that she deserved to grow up. We refuse to let her become a statistic or a headline. We choose to remember the girl behind the tragedy, the child with the bright smile, the friend who never hesitated to laugh, the daughter who lit up the room without trying. If you are listening to this story today, take a moment, a real moment, to think about the young people in your life. Think about how fragile their world is, how easily it can be broken, and how deeply they deserve protection and love. Let Lauren's story change the way you see the world. Be kinder. Be more aware. Speak up. Hold the children in your life close. Build a community where innocence is protected, where children can walk home without fear, where the tragedy that took Lauren's life is not repeated. The loss of Lauren Landavazo is a heartbreak that will echo for years, but her memory is a light that continues to shine through the people who loved her, through the acts of kindness done in her name, through the stories told about her life, her laughter, her dreams. Rest in peace, Lauren. We remember you. We honor you. We will not forget.